They're not. Come on, who's on this? Oh, Kamado, you're so slow. Gotta get you up and going. So we got here an engineer. Don't think there's anything really I'm desperate to take. I'd say I can take that, that's free. It's tier 1s with an interest of free. Alright, we'll get you trained up. Cool, so I've just used my little steps liquid lock, and now this is vacuum sealed as well. I mean, this liquid lock's just awesome. I don't think people make enough use of it. Maybe they don't know about it, I don't know. I've stumbled onto something. Genius, but that is in my liquid locks tutorial bite on the YouTube. Who wants to check that out? Kind of talks through how this works in a little bit more detail, but the point is there's a blob liquid there, and then you can't get any gas in there unless they breathe out. So you can't get any gas in there if you've got suits on. If they don't have suits on, then you can, apparently, so just watch out for that. Ooh, I'm not liking this water situation at all. Just kind of, I think we need to get ready to start desalinating. Definitely doing gold. So it's going to have to work like this. I think for now we're just going to have to kind of roll with it. Ideally I'd like to strip mine everything and have nice straight lines, because this is a little bit tortuous. I think it's going to be quicker to kind of build it wonky rather than to try and get everything sorted well over time. So let's do that. We'll come in... I think if we come in at this level, we should be fine. Just wondering what rock we've got. Igneous, no, igneous is fine. So we'll just come in here, and I think we just come all the way to the bottom. Oh, no, God. So the pipe output can be here. Definitely need to run power. Oh, good thing I've got a little transformer, so we can just... Okay, research, excellent. So, just research it for the sake of it, honestly. We're going to need all this stuff though, so it doesn't hurt. Oh dear. Yeah, there's definitely there's a proper and better way to do this, but it would just take much longer. So, I'm cutting corners to get this to work. Just follow down to there. Just need a gold pump. It's going to take him a while to build all this, but you know, we'll ask him to, and then they will try their best. Assuming I don't need this, I can just come across that. What I probably want to do though is just make all of this insulated. No, I've just given them a whole load of build tasks. You have to sit and watch them do it. But making progress, making a lot of progress, just it's going to take some time, unfortunately. Just flip that on. Okay, but this is going well, so our power spine is kind of getting towards the top. There's just a lot of construction to do. we can get a petroleum boiler online. We'll make things a lot easier. So, where was the volcano? I forgot. I keep forgetting where things are. There's one there. Is that it? That's not gas. I find it easier to look without the priority menu on. That was the liquid sulfur, wasn't it? I remember that one. Good. That's not what I'm looking for. Was the other one the volcano? Was it just here? That's a steam vent. This one? That's that hydrogen, right, I remember that now. Where was the volcano? I'm going nuts. This one. That's another steam vent, okay. I think I just found that. Oh, there's another one here. That's another... Ah, okay, there's a second salt water there, so then the water production is going to come from here, which is fine. There's one there, is that it? That's the volcano, right, got it. Meadow's saying you probably know... No, it's not backseating, I mean, by all means chip in, I'm happy to have input. And switch to the rad bolt generator, the automation output, this one. An automation output on the material state. Oh, did they? I see. So they did. That's clever. Thank you for letting me know about that, because I didn't know about that, so that's cool. Yeah, thanks for the heads up. That's yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's pretty useful. I missed that one. And I'm gonna make sure I turn the switch off, just to not override it. But oh, this is unreachable. Okay, yeah, lots of buildings, but we'll have loads of time to secure the water supply before we run out. No panics. Ah, we got some more water, look at that. That's not a bad tube. Loads of water. It sends green when... It sends green when full! Ah, God. That's the opposite of what I want. I'm going to put a not gate in. Let me, this was what we said. Output. Sends green when the rad bolt storage is full. Right, yeah. Good catch, good catch. So we'll just pop a not gate in. Thank you. I'm sure I would have worked that one out in about 10 minutes when I was a bit confused as to why the research wasn't working. So, good shout. Cool, we can turn this one off, which doesn't override it. Nice, that's a good tip. Remember that one. Right, so just vacuuming out in here, which is good. I think carbon dioxide is going to build in here, but it's still liquid locked. It's just not vacuum liquid locked because of the gas masks. If we had suits, this would be vacuum liquid locked, but that's not a major issue because there's nothing particularly hot in here that we need to worry about. Temperature's perfect for balm lilies. We've got the seeds, we just don't have the atmosphere. Now the chlorine's all down here. There was a chlorine vent. I think it was on the other planet, I'm remembering. So I'll probably just pump a little bit from up here, from down here, up to the top. And I've already got a power wire, so that's fine. Okay. I need to prime this as well, although I'm a bit worried about... oh, doesn't like that. So we'll just fill this loop up and keep running. We'll just keep this red just to make sure it doesn't kick on by accident. And once that's full. Okay. What I do like to do as well is just cut it, because some of these packets aren't full. If if you pass not full packets through aqua tuners, you end up with inefficiency. So I always just like to take those out. So that's vacuuming out quite nicely. It's going to take a little while, so that's not a major issue. Good. So we've just emptied that. Emptied that. Now we can just let it flow. So it'll just loop. No problem. That's loops filled. Right, research focus. Oh, what do we need? What do we need? Still got the digger. It's not really of any use. Well, we will need it. I've got to say I'm not missing anything that I desperately need. So keep researching. But I think this is ready to go. So let's close it off. The pipe logic looks correct. I mean, we could probably turn this on, to be honest. This is 30 degrees. Start chilling this down. And that's cooling this turbine. It's cooling on the way in. So we're just taking some temperature out. So I think we can kick this on, and if we can kick this on, we can kick this on, so we're all happy. Which is great. So I can set this back to 20, like I had before. I'll leave that one at red when we fill it. And this is now cooling. It's not going to cool all the time. I mean, this is just taking heat out of two steam turbines, so honestly, no biggie. It doesn't need to be completely looped. We'll just cool this down. Just generally cool the whole area down, so that's not going to hurt. Okay. So we're kind of cracking on with this. I think I might need to give this some priority because it's important, obviously. This is going to be our water supply, so we do need to get on with this. Okay. We've got loads of plastic, we've got a good amount of steel, but we should be in a position to now make as much steel as we want, actually. So I think this can finally run. This is already cooled. I mean, you see how cold this has got. The aluminium's really effective at heat transfer. And the thermal conductivity of aluminium's nuts. I mean, I can just set this to forever now. Yeah, how much iron ore we've got. Just going to quickly check on the... Got a load of aluminium. That's copper. I think the iron's also the same colour as aluminium. I remember being annoyed by that previously. I think there's only tiny bits of iron ore here, there. Just got to be a little careful I don't use all of my iron up. But, well, it has no real other use. There's a load there. Okay, we can go ham on the iron. We'll make loads and loads of steel. We're going to need lots of steel, so definitely won't hurt. So we'll let them focus on the pipes, and then effectively we'll have secured our water supply. It's this should easily provide enough for 20-something dupes. So we haven't really set it up properly, but it's fine. I think we just need to get to the point where we've kind of stabilised everything, sorted suits out, got a base going, got the rockets up, got the research, start collecting space materials. So I'm just kind of I'm going to play efficiently and quickly from here on out, as I have been doing, to be honest. So I'm going to keep playing efficiently and quickly, just to get to the point where we can we can kind of rip everything up once we've got everything in place, and then actually start building what I want to build to build the colony out. But you can't run before you can walk. We've got to go through these steps, and I think the Spaced Out DLC definitely has more steps. I can put it like that. There's just more stuff to do. We've got a little bit of reed fibre now because we've sheared some of those Dracos, although it's not growing back for sure, but we're working on that, so that's awesome. We can start making suits. But I won't start making suits until I've kind of got enough for all of them. It's a bit pointless otherwise. Yeah. Yeah, that's working well, I think. Okay. Yeah, we've still also got the power spine up the top. Did you find the top of the map? Oh, no we didn't. Oh, so close. Still got some more igneous there, so... I do want to find the top of the map, because that kind of gives me an indication of where to put the top. I'll have to do some calculations with that, so... for those of you that are just joining me, or maybe haven't seen the previous episodes or previous streams, I kind of have a bit of a plan as to how I want to lay this map out, because I'm going to have to use most of it. So I've kind of planned it all, but I need the exact numbers off the map so I can work stuff out. Commando's saying, yeah, sure, you need to go to the second asteroid to get oil. In one of the first releases on the swamp asteroid. You need to go to the third planetoid to find fibre. Yeah, I remember that because I played the DLC when it was, well, more early access than it is now, and because there was only one start when they originally released it, didn't they? So the start was the swamp start, and the second asteroid was the oil asteroid. Yeah, you're correct. And then the reed fibre is on the other one. So playing like that was a bit of a pain, and then they added more map types, didn't they? So now we've got the normal spaced out ones, the moonlit ones, which have got the 5 inner clusters, which are really cool. I love those maps. And then the maps like this, which are the kind of classic size. So now there's whole loads of options. You can play however you want in spaced out. It's pretty cool. I mean, I think the spaced out DLC as it is now is pretty much, as I see it, just an addition to the game. It's just better. I wouldn't go back to playing the base game because I feel like it would just be taking things away. The spaced out DLC does everything the base game does and better. So right, so we're busy. Look at, we're getting there, Still got a bit of a way to go. And of course, we're going to have to pull a chlorine line off of this. We'll just vacuum this out. It's not a problem. But yeah, so on this asteroid, obviously we've got thimble reeds and don't want any of those. We've got thimble reeds and we've got oil, so that's great. I mean, there's only so much you can do with shipping between planetoids. The teleporter obviously gives you 10 kilos of fluid, 20 kilos of solid, or 1 kilo of gas, one pipe essentially. Beyond that, you're relying on rocket shipping or interplanetary launches, both of which are inconvenient at best, and at worst they're a complete pain. Yeah, I really want to see this working, so but at the same time we've kind of got to focus on getting the water supply. So I think it's all hands on this. What I might do is just have to mop this up, because also I'll just inspect these, make sure I grab the data banks. That's free data banks. Use those later. You're out of oxygen? No, you're fine. Just hold your breath. Look, just... because you're moving too slowly is a problem. These are... I'm guessing these oxygen masks don't hold anywhere near as much as a suit. I mean, I never really thought about it. It kind of makes sense, but yeah, they must not do. Breathing fine. No one's going to die in this colony until I have too many, and then they start all running out of oxygen. But we'll get there. Hopefully, we'll be well over 300 by that point, if we can get that far. I have faith. So. Okay, so we're down to the micrograms in here. So just powering the red bolt generator, but that's fine. Hopefully that's going to fire and then turn off. Bit of a waste for so few red bolts, but oh well. Well, Dupes are hard at work. Ah, we've got a little bit of steam here. I say a little bit, it's 100 kilos. Most of this will just turn to steam. That's fine. Just keen to see the metal refinery go and kind of show how this works. I think I've kind of explained it, but petroleum loops in here until it's cool enough and then goes back. So it's infinite and you can pull the heat out. Well, I was saying you're trying 100 dupe challenge but refused to proceed after 48 because you dug the whole map. It becomes really laggy, too much to enjoy the game. Try that, destroying everything. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I've not pushed it that far before. I did 100 dupe base. I didn't do the 100 dupe challenge, so so I was aiming for 100 dupes, but I think I got bored by about 60. So I built a base for 100, but I never actually got there. So when you swept everything in a single tile, and the whole map was CO2, so no gas interaction. I don't know. Maybe a vacuum. I don't know. Yeah, it sounds like you did all the right things to try and help the performance, but. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the limits of the game is in terms of kind of processing. I assume there's a heavy dependency on your PC specs as well. I don't know how good your PC is. My one's reasonable. I mean, it was kind of mine's a mid-game or mid-tier gaming PC from a couple of years ago. So I've got an overclocked Intel i5 8600K and a GTX 1070 Ti, so it was reasonably spec'd at the time. Well, it's a little bit out of date now, but I've never had any problems running Oni, in all honesty. I definitely have had pauses where it's saved. The saving is what gets really laggy for me, particularly over like Cycle 1000, but in actual like gameplay it hasn't really got too laggy, so I'm optimistic, but we'll find out, I'm sure. Next time I'm going to fill them up with plastic, you think? Yeah, I have seen quite a few designs like that on the Reddit. It seems to be a popular thing, filling the base with plastic. I'm not entirely sure why, but yeah, I've definitely seen people do that. So it might be worth a go. Useful performance. The thing is, I'm not going to have the luxury of doing that. My plan is to pretty much fill the entire map with stuff rather than just filler tiles. So we'll see. Now this is a problem, it's a little bit polluted oxygen, but not too much. It shouldn't be off-gassing though. Anyway, that's the risk that can happen when it doesn't get high enough. Because of course water and polluted water have different boiling temperatures. Is saying saving is lagging, but you can set it to 5 cycles, so you should do it after I get a stable starting base. So I assume then that you're referring to the fast save mod, because that allows you're talking about the base cycle reports saved, because you need that mod to do that, I think. Which I haven't heard of. Is there an option for it? Oh, sorry. You mean auto save every 5 cycles, right? I've got it. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I had to leave it at 1. it's not too laggy. I mean, it's just yeah. Yeah, there is another mod I've got installed which is fast save, and that allows you to cut down the amount of historic cycle reports it saves. But I don't know how stable that is. I've been too scared to try it, to be honest, but that might well help with the saving. So I don't know. I'm optimistic here that we can get somewhere useful. Maybe it'll just break. Yeah, it'll break over 100. I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out. That's going to be the fun. That'd be a sad way to go for the game to kind of break down before I can push the limits of actually what we can sustain on a map. So we're almost there with this, which is great. I think what I'll do is I'll just nab. So I can just put a pump in here. And I can just bring that up. God, this is a do not recommend, guys. If don't do it like this if you can possibly avoid it. But, oh, not that. For the sake of speed, I'm going for it. Do as I say, not as I do. I don't get. You're not bothering me, Commando. I love having people in the chat. It's definitely better than talking to myself, or I suppose I'm talking to the YouTube VOD as well. So hello if you're watching this on YouTube. But yeah, that's all right. I'll carry on for a little bit. Actually, it's getting quite late, so I probably won't carry on for too much longer anyway. It'll probably be half an hour tops. So, but no, I appreciate you dropping in. Appreciate everyone watching, if they're lurking or they're watching on YouTube. It's all good stuff. So hopefully this runs entertaining, maybe a little bit educational as well. I don't know. I always like to try and make my stuff educational. Who knows? Yeah, we learnt about the material study terminal automation, so that's cool. Yeah, so that's turned it off, hasn't it? That's neat. And I don't know, maybe people haven't seen this idea before, so that's good. Ah, oh come on! Got one bit. So we're starting to get the gas pipe up here, which is great. So once this is emptied out, we can. Oh no, this is never going to empty out, is it? Because they can kind of keep coming in here and breathing. So, tell you what, just for the sake of power, let's just leave this because they're going to keep breathing out stuff in here. I keep forgetting. You always enjoy a good Oni stream, yeah. Me too, yeah. I do like dropping in and out of Oni, particularly when I'm working as well. Just keep that on in the background. And, I know there's a real variety of kind of skill levels. Oh, that's a really good dupe. Cuisine, construction, medicine, creativity, piloting. I just don't need dupes right now. That's the thing. Well, I could take it. I could take another dupe. Maybe I should have taken it. Maybe I should have done. Okay, but we're cracking on in here, which is great. The water supply is ever decreasing, but still alright. Excellent. A little bit more research. Starting to take quite a bit of time to get this tier of research done. Alright, let's grab the oxalite. So we can kind of with this jump some rocket steps, which is I think what I did on my all achievement run when I did that. There isn't a stream from that, unfortunately, but I'll probably be doing a spaced out all achievements run in the future at some point, depending on how this run goes and where the time is. But when I did that run, I pretty much just jumped straight to, you can kind of go a little bit of carbon dioxide rockets, and then you can kind of just jump straight to the big petroleum one if you've got enough. So I have steel, And steel is enough to make a petroleum boiler, to be honest. So I think that's going to be, this is the volcano here, that's going to be one of the projects that I will kick off in the near future. Won't be the stream, but within the next couple of videos, couple of hours of this playthrough, we'll definitely get that set up. But just for reference, I do use the Francis John design. I mean, I don't copy it tile for tile anymore, because I kind of I think I've done it enough to know what I'm doing. Although to be honest, I do copy his automation setup tile for tile, as it were, or his logic exactly. So, of course, my tutorial bites petroleum boilers is on the list, but because it's a more advanced topic, it's a long way down. So, unless you're watching this in the far future from when I'm recording this, then I won't have a petroleum boiler tutorial bite out for a while. So I'll definitely mention Francis John's worth checking out if you want to know how to do them. But I'll also, yeah, we'll do it on this playthrough. So, of course, as I do it, I'll try and explain it, explain how it works. And from there, we're kind of on easy street, really. I mean, the petroleum boiler makes life a lot easier. It really does, because I mean, you basically get unlimited power, you get a load of free water, you get unlimited rocket fuel, unlimited plastic. It's just kind of like, oh, and a load of food from the slicksters. It's I almost say it's game-breakingly powerful, in the sense that it solves food problems, it solves oxygen problems, it solves power problems, it solves rocket problems. It's just all your problems disappear in one boiler. So they're so good. So I'll make it with the volcano, because I think that's going to be the quickest way. I'm preferring the aqua tuners, but it's going to be a while before I get to the thermium, I think. So we'll try the volcano, and then at least I can explain that as well. We can always I'll swap over to an aqua tuner one later on, and well, I'll explain that as well. I mean, they're fairly similar, obviously, but the heating method is slightly different. So there's a little bit around the control of the aqua tuner logic and how to deal with the cooling, because you got to dump the chill somewhere from that. That's usually not a problem. Although I did manage to freeze petroleum on that all achievement run. I managed to make quite a large section of solid petroleum, which I then had to go in and heat up with some tapatizers and dig some of it up, which was annoying because you lose half the mass obviously when you dig it. So I've never had to dig petroleum out before. Well, my own petroleum anyway. I think there were some maps where it was buried actually, as you know, that you could find it naturally occurring. But yeah, that was fun. So super coolant is powerful stuff. I'll tell you that much. Here we go. We're so close to getting this this pumped out, and just in time as well. I think we've converted all this pipe to igneous, which is good. It's insulated, because this is it's going to get hot. I think for now I'm just going to run the SPOM directly off this line, which is how it's set up. So this comes in here, then you go straight into SPOM. So I'm not adding to this storage from here, but then, you know, there's a natural basin which is kind of its own storage. I will set up infinite water storage and petroleum storage later on using the Escher waterfalls. So there's a plan for that. But in the meantime, this is what we're going with. Now I still want to come across here, but it's too hot. Oh, I did have this ladder. Okay, they've actually built all this, so this is me not paying attention. So we could go down there. It's all nice and temperate, so temperatures are nice. So what I probably do want to do as well is run a conductive wire across there. And that way I can start cracking into that aluminium volcano. But we're still, well, I think we're very, very close now, aren't we? Once this starts pumping, we're all happy. Catalina's just analysing its dormant, which is nice because if it weren't, she'd be scolding a little bit. And read fibre wise, we've still got 4. Okay. I'm just going to pump down here. I'm going to nab the hydrogen and the chlorine together, I think. Obviously, I can pull chlorine out of the spom if I want to. I've got a way there. Sorry, hydrogen out of the spom, and I can fill these rooms. But I only need 2 rooms, really. I mean, currently 1 would be an improvement. I mean, now this is all turned to steam. There's a little bit of that blue oxygen that got in, but this is all steam room now, which is great. It's just keeping this cool, and I think it's also pulling heat out of the rest of the area. This is delivering 50-degree oxygen, so the base will heat up. And that's why I've got this secondary loop. So all I have to do with this is loop the water around. And this is ready to go. This is all piped in, so, you know, I kind of built that in anticipation. Right, so that's good, but it's got no power. Why has it got no power? Because I haven't put a bridge in here. That's the easy bit, you would have thought. Stop them getting the soggy feet. Should be able to build that bridge. Yes, I think like I was saying, I'll take another dupe if a good one comes up. We'll just keep an eye on that. Cool, right, so here comes the salt water. Excellent. So I think we've now stabilised our water supply. This will feed the spom, priority over this. It won't fill this tank up, but I don't need to because effectively this is a tank in itself. And we're good. We now have an infinite source of water that will last forever and is more than enough to sustain the number of dupes I've got currently. So of course that gives me lots of time to take on some more, build the base out, and I no longer have to worry about oxygen. Now I'm just wondering where to pull that. So I think the power transformer, just use aluminium. Don't use lead for machines, obviously, because they overheat temperature, but can use it for wires. That's not a problem. Now I want to pass it through here, but I don't want to open this up because this is kind of a little carbon dioxide sink that I'm using. So if I open it up, it just spills out. I know there's only a handful of oxyferns down here, but still, it's quite nice. Yes, please, at least until 24 dupes. Yeah, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm just conscious of food. I'm a little bit conscious of food, but if we get a petroleum boiler up and going, I mean that's loads. But yeah, thanks for dropping in, Commando. I think you did drop a follow. I think that was you. I got the notification, but I don't think they're working properly, so apologies. But yeah, cheers for dropping in. Hopefully, I'll see you again. Have a good rest of your day. Right, pull this across. Again, a bit of a windy road, but yeah, I can put that down here and I can start building this up. Do I have enough steel? No, I need more steel. Right, so I was going to say I was going to take a good one if I could find one. Yeah, that's pretty good, but digging kind of sucks. That's not good. Husbandry, construction, agriculture. The husbandry and agriculture are the same thing. Medicine is useless. I don't need creativity. I'll take Max. We'll take Max. I'm just checking. I think, yeah, so I've got 12 tables and 12 beds. That's fine. Let me just add on those mealwood plants. Just to make sure, I mean, I'm probably over the top. Of course, we'll work on some nice food later. And then I'll just prioritise this. Make sure we can work through. Bridge over that. So now this has stopped pumping it essentially because the incoming water has priority because I've routed it through a bridge output, and then that's just feeding this bomb. So this is kind of 50-50, so it's half that, half the other. That's fine because this is flowing, so it's not going to back up. Yeah, and we've got provision for the cooling loop, which is great, so we won't have a problem with that. Excellent. And the gas is going in, so I'm building this really quickly actually. Look at that. I suppose because the igneous rock is right next to it, so you have to keep bringing aluminium down here or whatever, but that's awesome. So once that's in, we'll pump the hydrogen and fluorine in, and we'll have a functional Draco branch. Which is great. So we can nab these. Interconductor bridge, she's led. Okay, we've got that analysed, so that's going to come online in 19 cycles. And I've also got the mod that gives you the calculated average output. So that's, yeah, 3.4 kilos a second average. I mean, that's 34 Dupes by itself, so we can go big with this. It's good. I would like to strip mine a bit more, but I'm really focused on getting the actually getting key systems up. So so see, now this is working. So the metal refinery here obviously is doing its command, doing its work errand, and then what happens is the coolant, which is the petroleum, comes out 180 degrees. It loops around, cools off, and if it's cooler than 225, it just goes round and back in. And just go straight back in, and then you have two batches of coolant in here. You can immediately do another work errand. As long as you've got enough bits, it goes there. And it just goes round, so it will stabilise out a bit hotter. And then the heat's just dumping in here. You pulled out with a steam turbine, so this is producing currently, 270 watts. Fairly continuously for a while. This takes 1200 watts for a short duration. So I mean, you can recover so much energy out. I think it's 80%. I don't think it's energy positive, but you can get a lot back out. Of course, you also need to cool it, so this one's running a little bit. But I mean, yeah, this cooling loop. I mean, what I could do. I'm kind of thinking is if I just run a little bit of. If I counterflow, well not counterflow, but if I run the radiant pipes, the radiant coolant pipes along the radiant gas pipes, I can cool the oxygen going in the base, and then that will kind of save me having to build this out. I can still build it out, that's another option, but we'll, this way might not be nice and quick. But yeah, I mean this works forever, so now it's coming out a bit hotter, because it will come out hotter. And this room will saturate a bit hotter as well. So I mean it's coming around, it doesn't even have to loop, because the steam is cool enough. So yeah, now this thing's producing 600, 500 watts. But yeah, there's a lot of free power you just get out of it. Just checking the research. Yeah, okay, still going. So I think we can now just work our way through the research tree. Yeah, and just more comes out. And this will just last forever, and it will stay cool. And yeah, you don't have to dump heat into a pool anymore. And you can build that fairly early on. You need a bit of plastic, and obviously the clearly the research was spaced out was more than I thought it was. So tell you what, I'm just going to kill that. These plants happy now? Yeah, these plants are happy. Cool. So what I can probably do, I don't necessarily want to do this right away, but cancel that. We can do the same here, so we'll just pump this room out, but we need to liquid lock it first. And then this is just a fairly simple, stable, I mean there's nothing complicated about this. I'll leave the plumbing and stuff for the pipes and the wires in place, because there's still carbon dioxide in here, which is annoying. So if we can sort out the suits, the output suits, I can remove that properly and then it won't come back, but they keep... So what I didn't realise is they're breathing out carbon dioxide when they're using the masks. But in the suits it doesn't... This is now pumping out 800 watts. This is using 1200. So... And this goes on for way longer than this. And steel-wise, I mean, we've already got another ton, and I've already used 2.4 tons there. I've used some on the polymer press, and this shut off. So we've got loads and loads of steel. Okay, this research is done. So we should just push on. I don't think we need any of this stuff. But I am keen to go towards the rocketry. The radiation stuff not so useful. This stuff is... No, I don't have the orbital research yet, so... I'm thinking we can probably use carbon dioxide rockets if I've got enough. We'll still try and do that. Yeah, this is a bit low on hydrogen, just for them to regrow their scales. Ideally this would have some more in, so I was just thinking I could pump it down, but it's a bit unstable, so I'm sure this will do. Right. Okay, I'll tell you what, I think the obviously the chat's gone a bit quiet since Kamado left. And it's getting a bit late here, so I'm going to roll on to cycle 105 and I'm going to end the stream there and end the video. But yeah, I think we've done a lot this stream. We've managed 50 odd cycles. I think it was, yeah, it was about that. So we've got plastic going, we've got steel properly going, we've got that set up properly, we've got cooling in, we have Draco ranches. We've secured the water supply, so we no longer have water issues. We've got a glass forge, although I haven't done anything with it, so I should probably... let's just get some glass going. The power spine's in progress. The volcano taming is in progress, which is good. And yeah, we've taken on more dupes. We've gone to the second planetoid, but I've kind of abandoned it for now because I really want to focus on this. We've got the materials research going. We've made a whole load of progress, so that's great. And by cycle 100, we're speeding through. Excellent. So not necessarily intentionally. I mean, this isn't a speed run, but the quicker we move, the better. Because if we've got lag issues later on, the earlier the cycle, I think the better off we are. So it'll give us the best chance. And also I think it just gets us some more interesting stuff. I mean, hopefully anyone that's watching finds this interesting. Well, I mean, if you are watching, then I'm assuming you're finding it interesting. And you're not trying to use this as a way to go to sleep or something. But yeah, if you find it interesting, that's great. But I think we can get real exciting when if we start taking on lots of dupes. That's kind of the unique selling point of this concept. So it'll be great when we start pushing into the 100+ range. That's when it's going to get exciting, I think. Right now, there's a lot of setup and, I mean, honestly, stuff that's not too dissimilar, just to a normal game, really. This is kind of fairly typical early and mid-game stuff. I like doing stuff properly, but a lot of this stuff's going to be temporary. So, we do it well, obviously, and I have a lot of experience in doing this, so that's good. But yeah, I don't think there's anything necessarily, unusual, let's say. Well, hopefully my only skills are better than some of the streamers, and that's not a dig at anyone, but I know there's a real variety of skill levels that stream, so yeah. It's fun seeing the less experienced players, but we like to have a good range. Right. Okay, so we've just hit cycle 105. I'm just going to quickly pop it on pause there. I said I've just been through the kind of what we've achieved so this stream, which has been quite a bit. So the bits to come, we're going to tame this aluminium volcano, which would be good. We get lots of free metal from that. We continue on to space. We'll start getting solar panels up. Just sitting up here. We still haven't reached the top here. Okay, well, we're going to find the top of the map. That's the to-do list. I'm going to plan that in now before I forget next time. We've got that in. Power spine's going all the way up, so we'll get solar going and we'll get rockets going. So rockets are definitely going to be the next one. We need to get orbital research up, and we need to get the telescope out. So the telescope for this planetoid, obviously, but also we need to really go out and find the outer planets, because I want the thermium and the supercoolant as soon as I can. So we will be looking for those. In terms of what else to do, I think we'll just be putting up this second ranch, and then sorting the suits out. So once we get Atmos suits, we can probably kind of go into these hot areas. We're a bit prohibited right now from getting into some of these hot areas, and I really need to see the entire map, because the plan I've got is the entire map, so I need to know exactly where everything is, and then from there we can start to plan a bit. I can build rooms around these oil reservoirs to start capturing them and kind of planning that out, and then I can also kick off with a petroleum boiler. So the petroleum boiler will be good, but we definitely need Atmos suits for that. We're not gonna try that without Atmos suits. That would be a disaster. In fact, I think it'd probably be impossible. So lots to do, lots to come. Hopefully that's all exciting. Big thanks to anyone still in the stream. I think there might be one person in the stream. Thanks to you guys on YouTube for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.